You know the feeling. You need to look something up, maybe something a little sensitive, and you don't want it leaving a trace. So you open up your browser, click those three little dots, and hit New Incognito Window. Suddenly, the screen goes dark, that little spy guy shows up, and you feel, well, you feel invisible, safe. But is that feeling real? Let's get into it, because what we're about to uncover might just change the way you browse the web for good.
So let's just ask it straight up. Is your private browsing really private? You'd think it would be a simple yes or no, but the truth is, it's complicated. You see, incognito mode does exactly what it says it will do. The problem is the huge gap between what it promises and what we all think it promises. Today, we're going to pull back that curtain. So why does it feel so incredibly secure? Honestly, it has a lot more to do with psychology than it does with technology. The whole design, the look, the feel, it's all crafted very intentionally to give you that feeling of secrecy, even if that feeling isn't entirely backed up by the facts.
I mean, think about it. The dark user interface, that mysterious little icon of a spy. Our brains are just hardwired to see those cues and immediately think secret or hidden. But here's the thing. Real, actual privacy isn't a color scheme. It's a technical function. And that difference is where this whole illusion starts to unravel.
Now, to be fair, incognito mode isn't exactly lying to you. It's just telling a very, very specific story, a local one. Let's take a look at what it actually promises to do, right there on your own computer. Okay, so this is the official deal. When you're in incognito, your browser won't keep a log of the websites you visit. That's your browsing history, gone. It'll also get rid of cookies and site data as soon as you close the window. And it won't save any information you type into forms, like your name or address. Basically, for anyone else who physically uses your computer after you, it's like your session never even happened.
And here it is. This is the pivot. Because what happens on your device, that's one thing. But what happens once your request leaves your computer and travels out across the vast open internet? Well, that is a whole different ballgame.
Right. This is the part of the story most of us just completely miss. The best way to think about it is this. Incognito mode is like closing the curtains in your house. Sure, people walking by on the street can't peer inside and see what you're doing, but they can absolutely see that your lights are on. They know you're home. This really breaks it down perfectly. Look at the left column. That's what's hidden from your device. That's the local story we were talking about. Browsing history, cookies, form data. But now, look at the right. This is what remains completely visible to the outside world. Your IP address, which is basically your computer's address on the internet. Yep, visible. Your activity on the actual websites you visit, they can still see that. And all that traffic still has to pass right through your internet service provider or your school or work network.
Let's start with the big one, your internet service provider. You know, Comcast, Verizon, AT&T, whoever you pay for Wi-Fi. Every single site you visit, whether you're in incognito mode or not, is logged by them. The mode does absolutely nothing to hide your traffic from their servers.
And it's the exact same story for any managed network you're using. If you're browsing at the office or you're on your university's Wi-Fi, the network administrator can see every single site you go to. It doesn't matter one bit if you have that little spy icon on your screen. And of course, the websites themselves know you're there. They can see your IP address and they can track what you do while you're visiting. Some can even use really advanced techniques, like something called browser fingerprinting. It basically identifies you based on all the unique little details about your computer and browser setup, almost like a real fingerprint. It lets them recognize you, even across different visits. You know, this quote just nails it. It says it all. Incognito doesn't make you anonymous online, it just limits local storage. That's the whole purpose, right there. So, if it isn't some magic privacy shield, then what is it really for? I think we need to completely reframe how we think about it. It's not a faulty shield. It's a very specific tool that's designed for a few very specific jobs. So here's the definition we should probably be using instead. It's a local convenience tool. Its main job, its whole reason for existing, is to keep your browsing private from other people who might have access to your physical computer. So what are those specific jobs where it's actually the perfect tool? Well, let's say you're shopping for a surprise gift on a shared family computer. Incognito is perfect for that. Or maybe you need to quickly log in to a second social media account without logging out of your first one. It's great for that too. Or how about this? You search for something weird one time and you just don't want it to mess up your YouTube or Amazon recommendations for the next 6 months. These are the real practical moments when this tool really shines. Okay, so If incognito mode isn't the answer for true online privacy, then what is? The good news is that real protection is absolutely achievable. It just requires a shift in our mindset, from thinking we can just click a single button to understanding that we need to build layers of defense.
And let's be really clear here. Incognito mode itself isn't dangerous. The real danger is the false confidence it gives us. When we misunderstand what a tool does, we might browse with this sense of total anonymity that just isn't there, and that can lead to taking risks we otherwise wouldn't.
True online privacy is really about creating a layered defense. This can include things like using browsers that are specifically built to block trackers or installing extensions that stop ads from following you around the web. You could use a VPN, which encrypts your connection and helps hide your IP address. And maybe the most important layer of them all is simply developing smart, cautious online habits.
And that brings us to our final, and I think most important takeaway. We shouldn't be looking for a single button to solve all our privacy concerns. Instead, we should view privacy as a skill, something you can learn, practice, and get better at over time. By understanding the tools you use, knowing their limits, and building smart habits, you are already taking the most important step toward actually being safer online.